Kouri Richins was 35 years old and a transplant to the Utah mountains. She moved here from Oklahoma as a child and spent years working from the ground up to fit into this high-pressure, high-wealth culture. By 2022, she finally had the husband, the kids, and the career she always wanted. But behind this file folder is a list of financial secrets that were about to tear it all down. In the heart of Park City, Utah, Kouri Richins seemed to have cracked the code. She was a powerhouse real estate agent, a devoted mother, and a rising star in a community that prizes perfection above all else. But while her life looked like a Pinterest board come to life, there was a shadow lurking behind the multi-million-dollar mountain views. To their neighbors, Kouri and Eric Richins were the quintessential Utah power couple. Eric was a successful business owner and a pillar of the local LDS community, while Kouri was a high-achieving real estate agent with a growing empire of her own. They had 3 young sons and a life that most people only see on a vision board. We've seen the secret lives of Mormon wives, the scandals that happen when the camera stops rolling. But while these influencers were deconstructing their faith on TikTok, Kouri Richins was allegedly deconstructing her marriage in a much more permanent way. She didn't share their religion, but she shared their obsession with perfection. And for Kouri, maintaining that image was worth any price, even if it meant her husband had to pay it.
History other than his asthma.
Yeah, I mean, his Lyme disease, but I mean, it's painful sometimes. Medicine for it.
What does he take? What medicine does he take? Can you find it and tell us?
Kouri called 911 at 3:22 a.m., claiming her husband was cold to the touch. But as officers arrived just minutes later, notice where she is. She isn't performing life-saving measures.
Narcan, chest pain when you went to bed.
What's your first name? What's your first name? Yeah, let me talk to you out here for a second. Let them do their work in there. So what happened today? When you say we were fine, what time did you see him when he was alert?
We had a drink together at 9 to celebrate something at work.
Listen to the sound of her grief. It's an Oscar-worthy performance. But as the officers get a close look at her, they noted something critical. While she was hysterical, her eyes were completely dry. There was no physical evidence of crying.
Tomorrow.
Okay. What time did you guys go to bed?
9:30.
9:30? Okay.
9:45.
And then what alerted you to him today, right now?
When I just woke up, when I sleep with my kids, I'll wake up and I go back in my own bed. Mm-hmm. I just crawled over on his side.
And he was laying in bed? Okay.
He was on his back on the bed, and
Okay. And he was on. You said he was on his back. Okay. Where are your children now?
Asleep in that room. 2 are awake with their ear to the door. I don't want them to come out. Please don't make them come out.
Where are the other 2 at that are awake?
In the hallway bedroom.
And where's that at?
There, first one to your left.
Okay. Is there any family members we can call right now?
Yeah, I need to call my mom. I need to call my mom so bad.
Okay.
I think I don't know. 911's still on the phone. They got me. I don't know.
Here. Okay.
I call my mom.
Yep. I'll give you a phone right now. Okay.
I need to call his dad. He's gonna be okay, right? Like I got in bed and then I just got.
Yeah, they're doing their best. Okay, ma'am. Here, you can use my phone.
On my way.
I think my partner found your phone. Is this it right here? Does he have any medical conditions or anything like that?
I mean, he has Lyme's disease.
Lyme's disease?
Nothing major, like,
Okay. So no heart problems or anything like that?
no, I mean, he just said his chest was hurting when he went to bed, but that's, if he doesn't drink enough water, when he gets on the bike downstairs, I don't know, it didn't make sense. And then he just said he was really tired because he got his allergy shots yesterday morning.
Okay.
With my son, they so much, I don't.
And then when did you discover him? What time?
I got my phone. It's maybe 3.
About 3.
3:15.
Did you immediately call the 911?
Yeah, well, I got up and, as soon as I turned over and he was cold, I just felt like something was wrong. So, I just put the blanket on him because I just thought it was really cold. So and then I sat there for a minute and I just didn't feel like it's like breathing or anything. And so I just oh my God.
Okay.
Alright. And he just felt so heavy.
Any COVID or anything like that?
We all just got over COVID.
Okay.
We all positive.
And when was that?
A couple weeks ago.
Okay, so not recently.
Well, he had a negative test. So I was the last positive, and then he had it. So his last negative test was a week ago.
Okay. Hey, ma'am, what's your name?
Kouri.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Kouri.
With a C?
No, Kouri. Before he goes to bed. It didn't seem like you did, though.
It's like a gummy, as in like a THC gummy? Okay. And who is his primary care physician?
Herb Lepley in person.
Who?
Herb Lepley.
How do you spell it? How's it?
Lepley.
Lepley? When was he last seen?
Just a physical. And everything was fine.
When was that?
6 months, maybe.
She slept with the kids because then she goes to bed. When she was in bed, about around 3 o'clock, moved into her bed. He was cold and heavy. He has Lyme disease. He got an allergy shot yesterday. He might have taken a gummy, THC gummy, last night. So, other than that, just Lyme disease.
I already had dispatched Emmy and Dix.
It's probably gonna be bigger since he's here.
I don't know. Whoever the on-call is.
I don't understand. Like, he wasn't safe. Like, he...
I understand. Did you call someone to come here with you?
I remember.
Where are you coming from?
Okay, 32. What's my case number? Copy. Yeah, firm. And the complaint's going to be the wife, first name of Kouri. We're good. We're just waiting for our Emmy, OME, and our detective to show.
Yeah. I'm wondering if he had an aneurysm or something with all the blood.
Okay.
There's a lot of blood for some unknown reason.
Were you first on scene?
We were second. The Southside fire guy was here before us.
And there was blood before they...
A little bit coming out as soon as we start doing compressions with the Lucas. It's when the blood came out. So.
Okay. All right.
I don't know.
No pulse or anything?
No, he was cold. I think he'd been down a while. Not a long time, but he'd been down a minute. He was asystole the whole time, so.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Bummer. Pretty young.
Yeah.
Maybe took some gummies.
Yeah, that's what she was
That's what
saying.
she said. And then the hydrocodone. I think there was hydrocodone or something.
It was
96 or something.
2016.
2016, yeah. Pretty old.
Did he take that?
We don't know. It was sitting there, though.
It's in the drawer right there.
There's something.
It
What
is.
is this right here? Is that it? Are you taking for Lyme disease?
Yeah.
Not checked.
Sort of just looked at it and
On Valentine's Day 2022, she launched Operation Sandwich. She bought Eric's favorite meal from a local Kamas diner and left it with a love note. But tucked inside that bread was $900 worth of fentanyl she had secretly scored from her housekeeper. Eric took one bite and his world collapsed. Hives, a closing airway, a total blackout. He only survived because he grabbed his son's EpiPen. He lived, but he wasn't fooled. He told a friend that night, "I think my wife is trying to poison me." Kouri didn't see Eric's survival as a sign to stop. She saw it as a tactical error. The sandwich was too bulky. The poison was too easy to detect. To finish the job, she needed a masking agent. She needed the Moscow Mule. The ginger beer provided the spicy kick to hide the chemical burn of the pills. The copper mug provided the perfect opaque shield so Eric couldn't see the 5 times lethal dose of fentanyl sitting at the bottom. She told him they were celebrating a mansion deal, but while he sipped on that lime and vodka, Kouri was watching her debt disappear and her husband's life fade away.
Filled in 2016.
Yeah, that one.
It's under his name.
While Kouri was performing, the real clues were hiding in plain sight. Here, on Eric's nightstand, sat the specific copper mug. Prosecutors would later reveal that inside this drink was 5 times the lethal dose of illicit fentanyl.
I think he sleeps on that side of the bed, though.
With what?
I don't know.
That might be hers. Is it in
It's
his
his.
name? Oh, it's his. Okay. But it's empty, right? Or something like that? Maybe we gave him more can. That would have, if you would, search pipeline in there.
And then you arrived, and he was already on the floor, right?
Yeah, she had pulled him down to the floor.
Kouri? I'm going to need to ask you some questions real quick, okay? Has he ever been in the military?
No.
No. Does he use tobacco?
No.
No. And what does he do for a living?
He owns a stone mason company.
And then when you discovered him, was he on the bed? Yes.
He's just laying on his side like normal.
Okay.
I just thought he was cold. It was cold in there, so I put the blanket on him.
Yeah.
But his body just felt like heavy,
And which way was he facing? Was he facing towards...
no, he was just up, just facing up.
Oh, so he's laying on his back?
Laying on his
Okay.
back.
And then did you pull him to the ground?
Yeah, that's what the lady on the phone told me to do,
Okay.
was to take the sheet and pull the sheet
Okay.
to the ground so I could do CPR.
Okay. What's his highest level of education?
It's a bachelor's degree.
Okay. Any,
My husband's active. He didn't just die in his sleep. This is insane.
any mental health conditions? No. Okay.
No.
How about any suicidal
No.
history? No.
Never.
Okay.
No.
Has he been seen by a doctor in the last 30 days?
No.
Okay. Has any prescriptions been filled in the last 30 days? No. Has he had a history of falling or anything? No. Any history of prescription abuse? No.
I mean, no, when he was in high school and stuff, yeah.
Okay.
Pain pills, I think.
Or maybe a reaction to his shots yesterday.
I mean, he said he didn't feel good from them. Like,
He didn't look good last night.
he looked pale last night, and I asked if you were okay, and he said yeah, but he was saying his chest was hurting, but
Does he have any history of illicit drug use or anything in the
no,
past year?
no, never.
Okay. Do you have the phone number to Herb, his doctor? By chance?
I don't know yet, Ernie. We'll see when we get there.
I don't. It's just at the Park City Family Clinic and Hospital. Or,
Yeah, I can look it up.
I'm sorry.
No, that's all right.
Who told the boys? Carter said a cop told them. Why would you tell a child?
No, they shouldn't have told him. I asked him
No.
not to tell him.
They all know. They told me.
How do they know?
Well, Carter told me, a cop told me.
Would they have told him?
No, I wouldn't be.
We were in there, so we were maybe a fire
Did they
department.
both?
Maybe they, yeah.
Oh my freaking God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh. Oh my God.
God, that number just kept ringing this morning, and I'm like,
Yeah, because we couldn't find her phone.
I thought somebody called from his cell phone, and then when you Google it, it says it's a spoof number. I'm like, what? I'm going to go up here to these people.
Mom, is the door closed to my room?
Yeah.
Yes, we-
They won't let me. Is he still in?
So I'll explain to you what the process is right now. Because he was in good health and his age and everything like that, okay? Our medical examiner is going to come and do their investigation real quick, and then also our detective, just to make sure that everything's documented, correctly. And then from there, they'll explain to you what's going to happen. Most likely, what I'm thinking, because he has no serious health problems or anything like that. His age, most likely, they're gonna take his body to the
Oh my God.
medical examiner's office just to make sure that there wasn't anything else.
Okay.
All right. You have any questions for me right now?
No. He had allergy shots yesterday.
Yeah, and that's what she was saying.
Last night when I was here.
What kind of allergy shots? Do you know?
He gets weekly shots.
Him and his boy get weekly shots.
They're both just feeling good.
Like seasonal allergies?
Yeah.
Okay, season. And where was that at?
Park City.
Park City.
Family Medical?
No. Jeremy Ranch, Granger Medical.
Granger? Okay.
Oh my God.
I did. They're all watching TV. I said, you guys got to go back to sleep. It's 4 o'clock in the morning.
Cam?
Yeah. Need to go over there and have her in the salad port to get the van keys.
Okay.
So, leave this here with you.
Yep.
We don't know. We went to bed.
Clint, here, he's gonna help. Where are my boys?
The kids are in
Where's my brother?
He's in this room.
No. Do I see my brother? Baby.
Corey, is there a way we could relocate your boys upstairs?
Yeah.
Because there's going to be a lot of traffic.
Yeah, I'll tell her now. What? Wait, okay. Come on. Come on. Come on. See you too. Bob, come on. Come on, Bob. They want all the kids upstairs. I love you so much. Come on, my sweetheart. Sweetheart. Come on, sweetheart. Come on.
We're good now. I can explain to her if you want to go.
I miss everything. I miss for his will, everything. I miss power of attorney. I miss everything.
And we don't have to
Go
worry about
upstairs.
that kind of
Go
stuff right now.
upstairs with the boys. Go upstairs with the boys. I'm sorry. This is
No, it's all
woke up and he wasn't breathing.
I went to bed when I went back to bed because I'm a nightmare. So I went back in our room. It was about 3. And I just turned over to cuddle him, and his body was just so cold.
He's been gone a while.
So the only information I know from what the medical staff that was here is he was cold to the touch, okay, and it seemed like he was down for a while.
We
So-
went to bed. He was fine at 9:30. I mean, that's when I went to the bedroom with Ashton. I mean, so unless he went I didn't hear anything. He didn't yell. He didn't say anything was wrong. Nothing happened. Nothing happened. Oh my God, this is not real. Nothing happened. I didn't hear anything. And right across the room, if he was in pain, why didn't he yell?
It sounds like he wasn't.
I know, but I'm such a light sleeper, I couldn't have heard anything. I just couldn't have heard anything. If he just said Kouri, I would have woke. And he was so cold. He was so cold. I'm gonna have to get through this. I hope that's my brother. Can I go talk to my boss in the there? He knows how advice.
Great. I'm here for you, though. Okay? We're gonna make it through this. I don't know, but we're gonna make it through it. Jesus, honey, for those boys. Thank you for those boys. Okay?
It doesn't seem real. It doesn't seem real. No, it doesn't. Yeah. This is real.
Mariah's probably gonna go.
I can't see your back. I can't talk to you. I'm sorry. I can't. I couldn't tell you. I can't. This is...
Okay, so what do we just have to look it up. What do we have to do?
What's that?
Is there anything that we need to do?
So we're just going to document some. So there's some protocols we have to document. Like I explained to them, next thing is our detective and our medical examiner is going to respond to the location. They're going to do their investigation and document everything. And then most likely, because of his age, his health and everything else,
To do autopsy.
most likely. But that's their that's their field, not ours. So for us, our thing is now we have to just secure the scene until they get here, and then once it's released, it's up to them. And then most likely you guys will be able
I
to,
told the guy that.
Okay,
I said,
I think we want to
before we went to
go
bed, but that's
to the funeral home in Morgan.
Okay. And that's something you could talk to our medical examiner about.
It takes all the time. I don't know. What? Seriously, we were just laughing and drinking it. I don't talk about tomorrow. We were celebrating. We were just celebrating. And I was for what?
That's what was in the big house in there. I made her go over there yesterday. She looked so excited.
love you. He was so cold. He just was so cold. What's in here?
Is there any like animals that sleep in the bedroom with him?
Yeah, my
The
dog.
dog,
The dog on the bed with him?
most of the time.
He's like a 10-pound, little floofy.
Okay. Was he
With Eric every day.
was he on the bed when you came in?
Was he on the bed?
No, he wasn't in there when I came in. That's your dad. I don't know why, cutie. I don't
know. He called me, and I just like screamed, and everyone woke up, and then we're here. I don't think he can even function, Kouri. I'm trying to find someone to go with. Oh, my dad's almost here. Oh my god.
Oh my god, I can't tell him, Katie. I can't even. I'll do it. I can't. I don't. It was fine. He was fine.
I'll do it. My sister's almost here.
Can you just please explain to them the process that they can't pass the threshold until
That's
it's really
what you're doing? Yeah, okay.
yeah.
Was that what you're doing, standing there?
Okay. Yeah, I thought you were like seeing if I was gonna pass out or something.
No,
because I like my.
And that too, you know.
I'm so shaky. I think I'm gonna stay sitting until. Oh, I will go. It's okay.
Why do you have that stuff on his nose? It was like, what is that?
So, like I said, I'm not a medical personnel person, but what the ambulance said was he did have blood
I
in his
saw
mouth.
all the blood.
So,
everywhere.
you know, they don't know. It might have been an aneurysm. They don't know.
His dad has blood clots. I mean, he had blood in the stuff. It was like, looked like snot or something.
Yeah, because when they do the CPR, it gets the blood flowing and it gets moving. And if it's not pumping, it'll.
Oh my god. Well, when I was trying to just do the chest compressions, it just.
So Kouri, does he have any other medications except for that?
He has high cholesterol.
Where would he keep his medications?
Our house, not for that. Our house cleaner just cleaned. I can't find where she put anything. But he doesn't take his Lyme disease doctor just is weaning him off of his Lyme disease medication, so he's just taking vitamins for that. It gave him something like for the pain because it causes him it just burns his body, so he has pain medicine. And
Is it that green bottle?
I honest to God don't know. I don't know. That was the one I found in his bag that he just took to St. George because we just went to St. George. I would assume that, but if that looked old to me, I'm sorry. I don't know. I'm sorry.
As in that clip, in the end, she goes and pulls in the housekeeper. She thinks that's going to help her cover her own tracks. But little does she know that isn't going to work. In this next video, Carmen Lover takes a stand. Not just her either. Robert Crozier also does too. Robert Crozier is the one who had the drugs in the first place to give to. The housekeeper too, Kouri Richins. Then the last one to take a stand is a love affair Robert Grossman.
Investigators back in 2023, and honestly what happened back in 2022. Now throughout court and in testimony, Carmen Lauber has said that she bought drugs from Robert Crozier at least twice, but he's now saying he doesn't even remember the second time. He remembers one time, maybe a second. That's important because that second time is when Lauber and the prosecutors are saying fentanyl was bought for Kouri Richins. Even more here, Crozier insists he didn't even deal in fentanyl before 2023. That's the year after Eric Richins died. But prosecutors laying the groundwork. The pills could have been laced as they were delivered in plastic bags and not in labeled bottles.
You would not have been telling Carmen Lauber, here, these are fentanyl.
No, I didn't have a fentanyl plug at that time. Like, I didn't know anybody that sold fentanyl at that time.
So the pills that you sold in 2022 that were light blue, those came from a pharmacy?
Yes.
You did not get that bag from a pharmacy, correct?
No.
Thank you.
It was painful to watch at times as Robert Grossman took the stand. He is the alleged boyfriend of Kouri Richins. The prosecution using his testimony to admit into evidence the text exchanges between he and Kouri. Grossman emotional, even tearing up as the prosecution went through his texts with Kouri for over an hour. From texts that professed their love for each other, Kouri even mentioning a dream of being divorced and coming up with millions while the two lived in the Midway mansion together, to the texts of Kouri telling Grossman that Eric had died. After Eric's death, a conversation between the two in the Uinta Mountains, Grossman remembering Kouri asking him this.
She asked if I had ever killed anybody.
Did she ask a follow-up question?
Yes.
Sir, what was that follow-up question?
She asked me how it made me feel or something along those lines. I took it as not out of the normal, though, really.
Another text from Kouri to Grossman a month after Eric's death. I think I want you to be my husband one day. Grossman testifying he reached out to Eric's family after hearing about Kouri's arrest. The two had no longer been in contact. He said it made him look at their conversations differently.
Right before she went to court for the trial, she wrote a children's book called Are You With Me? It's about a child and his dead father being with him through things. Kouri Richins also thought this was her way out. She even took it to Good Morning Utah.
Here's Kouri Richins a month before she was arrested on Good Times Utah, trying to sell copies of her book now that she's realized that she was cut out of the will. Her book is titled, Are You With Me? You know?
Kouri Richins to share her 3 C's to helping kids cope with grief.
Someone counted the number of times she said, you know. So my husband passed away unexpectedly last year. So it's March 4th was a 1-year anniversary for us, and he was 39. It completely took us all by shock.
I did clock that she wasn't necessarily emotional, but I thought, okay, well, it's been a year. Maybe she's just prepared to speak about it.
And we have 3 little boys, 10, 9, and 6. And, you know, my kids and I kind of wrote this book.
Did you kind of write it, or did you pay someone $2,500 to write it? You never even discussed this book with your children.
My kids and I kind of wrote this book on the different emotions and grieving processes that we've experienced last year, and, you know, hoping that it can kind of help other kids, you know, deal with this and kind of, you know, find happiness some way or another.
And to make sense and process, I'm sure, and I'm sure you felt that going through and trying to explain it and articulate it for you and your boys.
Yes, exactly. And so I've done, you know,
and I did think that it was an interesting choice, what she wore on the air. She was all bundled up in her jacket. Her hair wasn't quite brushed, and I thought, she's still going through it. She's grieving. She's not quite together, so it's expressing it in maybe that way. She's not quite pulled together.
I'm new to all of this, so kind of doing all, you know, research and reading books and things to try and understand, you know, not only how to grieve as a widow, as a wife, but also, with my kids, how to help them understand what just happened. And what I have kind of found is, as I mentioned, it's kind of the 3 C's is how I visualize it. And it's, connection, continuity, and care. And it's, making sure connection is the major one, and making sure that their spirit is always alive in your home, and memories are always brought up, and doing things that your loved ones love to do, whether it's riding bikes or their favorite dinner, and just constantly, talking about them.
And Kouri, do you mention at dinner, here's Dad, or Dad would like this meal?
Absolutely not. No way.
Bring Dad on a bike ride.
Yeah, exactly. And it's, explaining to my kids, just because he's not present here with us physically, that doesn't mean his presence isn't here with us, and he's doing these things with us. And he's, here for birthdays, and he's here for Christmas, and, and it's just comforting to them to know that, they're not living this life alone.
Well, I opened up your book, and one of the first pages I saw is a little letter to your mother about walking a dog.
Yes, yeah, and it's, and that was like the first day of school, and, all the nerves that kids face on the first day of school with new, and it has found, it's been a lot of peace for my kids to really remember that in the back of their head, that they're never alone,
So you actually wrote this book with your children.
I did. Mm-hmm.
And it's only been a year. How did you process and say you go from processing death to, I need to write a book and help others? Well, ladies, I thought I was going to get millions and millions of dollars once he passed away, but to my dismay, I learned I got cut out of the will. So just trying to make some well-deserved money,
Just watch the struggle that my kids were going through. And I actually, I went on Amazon and Barnes & Noble and trying to find something that we could use to cope at nights. Nights are the hardest, it seems like, for everybody when, dealing with anything. But I just wanted some story to read to my kids at night. And I just could not find anything. I couldn't find anything that really, suited them or helped them find comfort and peace. And so, I was like, let's just write one. And so, I took things that my kids have said to me this last year, and we kind of articulated it and put it into a story, and, just have hopes that it will help other kids.
Grief is not linear. So the first one you had mentioned was connection of the 3 C's. Second, continuity.
Yes, and that's, just making sure you're trying to stay, as much as you can on routine, and, whether that's, sports or pick up and drop off from school, or community activities, just, trying to stay in a routine as much as possible.
She doesn't know it yet, but in 32 days, she will be arrested for the murder of her husband, Kouri Richins.
It's just that affirmation of, I understand, that you were upset, because of this, let's talk about it, and so I think really it's not, it's the emotional, physical touch of it.
Right there, she sounds like Letitia Stout.
It's okay, and let's deal with it and talk about it.
You are an amazing woman and mom, and we thank you for being vulnerable and sharing this and touching the lives of others.
Thank you. I really appreciate being here.
Thank you, Kouri.
Thank you.
Now you're going to see this couch and that video being aired across the country on stations everywhere.
Kouri Richins had a $2 million dream, a 22,000 square foot mansion in Park City. It was her finish line, her symbol of status. But for her husband Eric, it was a financial trap. He refused to sign the papers. He didn't know that by saying no to the house. He was unknowingly signing his own death warrant. March 3rd, 9 p.m. Kouri prepares a celebratory Moscow Mule. Her alibi said she served the drink and went to sleep in a child's bedroom. But digital forensics tells a different story. While Eric was ingesting a lethal dose of fentanyl in the master bedroom, Kouri was wide awake, pacing the house and allegedly scrubbing her digital footprint. When police asked about the missing medication, Kouri blamed the help, claiming the housekeeper moves things. She didn't realize that housekeeper, Cassandra Lazone, would become the state's star witness. Skalel didn't just move things. She provided the receipts. She testified that Kouri specifically requested the Michael Jackson stuff's illicit fentanyl delivered in a plastic bag. In the year that followed, Kouri played the grieving widow to perfection. She wrote a children's book about loss and went on a media tour to teach kids how to heal. But behind the scenes, the masks were slipping. Her search history revealed the truth. She wasn't researching grief. She was researching how to delete messages and collect life insurance. Kouri thought she was killing for millions. What she didn't know? Eric had suspected her for months. He had secretly changed his will, disinheriting Kouri and naming his sister as trustee. Kouri committed the ultimate crime for a fortune she was never going to see. The timeline is undeniable. February 11th, fentanyl delivered. February 14th, a failed practice run. March 4th, the lethal dose. All of this just because of a house Eric couldn't agree on. In the end, the woman who wanted a mansion gained a cell. The performance is over. Justice for Eric is finally served.
Count 1, aggravated murder. We, the jury, unanimously find that the defendant, Kouri Richins, is guilty of aggravated murder. We, the jury, unanimously agree that the prosecution has proved the following circumstance or circumstances regarding count 1 beyond a reasonable doubt. The homicide was committed for pecuniary gain, and the homicide was committed by means of the administration of any substance administered in a lethal amount, dosage, or quantity. Count 2, attempted aggravated murder. We, the jury, unanimously find that the defendant, Kouri Richins, is guilty of attempted aggravated murder. We, the jury, unanimously agree the prosecution has proved the following circumstance or circumstances regarding count 2 beyond a reasonable doubt. The attempted homicide was committed for pecuniary gain. Count 3, insurance fraud. We, the jury, unanimously find that the defendant, Kouri Richins, is guilty of insurance fraud. Count 4, insurance fraud. We, the jury, unanimously find that the defendant, Kouri Richins, is guilty of insurance fraud. Count 5, forgery. We, the jury, unanimously find that the defendant, Kouri Richins, is guilty of forgery. It's signed by the foreperson.